And we're live. And we're live. So I don't know. It's going to be probably like a shorter than normal stream. Less fucked up than normal stream. Just me kind of chilling. And is this my first drink? No. Is it close to the first one? Yeah. Yeah. Fluffy Nips in the house. Legendary Gaming in the house. And yeah. Like I said, it's gonna be I don't know, a chill stream. You know what I mean? Nothing really planned. No guests or anything. Tater's not here to kick my ass in Mario Kart. Um, and like I said, this is like my second drink. This is like my second drink. Um, man, you know what sucks about Fiji not being here is he doesn't even get to see the good Fiji stuff that we're fucking. I thought the Will Smith video that I did today. I thought that was gold, and I think if Fiji saw it, he would appreciate it. Oh, Johnny Azul's up in his house. Ritu, same here. Thanks for sticking to your schedule. And it was hard. It was hard because I stayed up pretty late last night. I got pretty gooned and kind of lacking motivation a little bit today. So you know what I mean. I figure the title is going to be quick chill stream, and then if we go beyond quick, then I won. I won, right? So yeah, we'll see. And who knows? Depending on how bored Tater is, he might just see that we're online. He might just pop over. But we'll see. We'll see. We don't need a guest tonight. Just us. Just like the good old days. Same here. You're right. It was a good one. Yeah, and that's the worst part. Like Fiji will never get to see it. Like unless he does like legit come back, then he will. But unless he does, he's missing pure gold. He's missing pure gold. Um, but yeah, man, what a fucking. I'm definitely have to practice some Mario Kart, 100%. That, and I'll also find a game that just fucking humiliates Tater. Like you know what I mean? Find that game where I just crush him. I just crush him and laugh, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, you want to play some Mario Kart?" And then he shuts me up. Uh, but I wish there was a way for me to get like a better TV shot. Like probably not ever have it on the laptop, but at least have the TV like I don't know able to be seen at the very least. Because man, it was nonsense for you guys, really. Roll a number up and toke up. You're right. Killer Instincts. Killer Instincts. Yeah, I could see that. Uh, Joe, I guess, is the best at Killer Instincts, and I think Tater Lingley mentioned that one time that I guess Joe, aka Ghostface Killer, is the best. Is the best at Killer Instincts. So I don't know. I think this detailing job, as much as I like it, I don't think it's for me. I don't think it's for me. Like, it's not busy enough. It's not really paying the bills, and I think this guy, when push comes to shove, I don't think this guy's got my back, right? So I don't know. I'm gonna I think I'm gonna transition out of that. Not leave him high and dry, but almost be like, you know how I've been helping you. In the next couple weeks, maybe find somebody else. Maybe find somebody else. You know what I mean? And maybe someone more suiting, because man, he don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to do anything, and he's trying to do everything. Like this guy just started a business, car detailing, oil changes, tire changes, buffing, waxing. I was like, man, do one thing, do one thing well, and then maybe do the other things. But out of all the things I've listed, the owner, the boss, the guy, does he know how to do any of that? No, no, and that's what I find. Like it's almost like an odd business plan. It's like, oh man, you good at anything? Nope. All right, well let's open a business where I do everything. So, but I was talking to one of my buddies, and there's something like more within my realm, maybe going back to carpentry, and I don't know. I think that would be the best. Also, the fact that I already know like two guys, like two of my buddies are already working for this company. So I'm gonna go in there, and first day, you know what I'm gonna do first day? I'm already giving high fives. That's my first day. It's like, yeah, boss, boom, I know you. Yeah, buddy, boom, boom, boom. I'm giving high fives on the first day. You know what I mean? Who has an entrance like that? And I think it'd be great because these are a great bunch of guys too, right? Concrete form work. I've done it in the past. It's as far as carpentry goes, is it the less glamorous of carpentry? Yeah, yes, it's dirty concrete formwork, but you swing a hammer, you hang around with a bunch of guys, you do fart jokes and tit jokes all day, and you have a good time. Eat your bologna sandwich, and you know what I mean. I did that for years, and honestly, I kind of miss it. So you know what I mean. Hopefully, this pans out, and I'm swinging a hammer again. Kinka in the house. Bad idea. What's up, Kinka? Carpentry is a great skill and an honest living. It is, but it's kind of like around here. It's kind of hard. St. John's not the biggest city, so it's almost like feast or famine. Like 1 year, man, there's enough work. You're working overtime. You're working on the weekends. You can't. And then next year, your unemployment fucking runs out. There's no work. It's like feast or famine out here. So at least this company, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. They're always going to form up concrete. So this is kind of like the one of the big pros. One of the big pros. It's like, okay, I know what I'm going to be doing next month, the other month, the other month, the other month, the other month. Like they're not going anywhere, right? Do you ever get hemorrhoids on construction sites from sitting on hard surfaces all day? Yeah, yes, that is a thing. I'm a little bit older. I've chose bad seating arrangements in the past, possibly a cold piece of metal. Possibly I might have fucking pushed out a poop a little too hard, and yeah, it does happen. 100%. You know what I mean? But normally on a job site, you shouldn't really be sitting too long. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I remember one of my old bosses, we were doing house framing. And anyways, I'm a relaxed guy. So I got my hands in my pocket, blah, blah. He comes over, just hounded at me, just fucking screech at me. He's like, what? You got your hands in your pocket? Well, you know what I want to see from you? I want to see asses and elbows. Because when you're doing framing, you're hunched over. So he's either seeing your ass from being hunched over or seeing your elbows from swinging a hammer. You know what I mean? And I was like, all right, yeah, makes sense. Yeah. And that was when I was young. And when you get older, and that was my mistake. When you get older, man, and you start working with the older folks, they're like, oh, no. You don't have to work hard. You got to look like you're working hard on these big job sites. Like, you know what I mean? Like, well, like when I was scaffolding, one of the big things is like when you see like a like a yellow hat walking around, like someone from Irving, and you're just dog fucking, you just start looking and pointing. You start looking up and pointing at stuff. You know what I mean? If as a scaffolder, if you're looking up, they can only assume you're trying to think on how you're going to build to get up there, right? So no one ever asks anything. Either that, or if you want to disappear for, and we're talking about a big job site, and everyone does it. You just grab a piece of gear, throw it on your shoulder, and just go on a big long walkabout. Because you know what I mean, if you got a big piece of gear on your shoulder and you're walking, no one's going to question you. You're either going to and from with whatever's on your shoulder, and no one's the wiser. No one's the wiser, right? What are the roads construct? What about road construction? Those guys have stable paychecks, no big government contracts here in the States. It's almost similar here, but here there's almost like there's two ways to work road construction. One is with the city, which is super cush, super cush. Like pretty much this is your job description, just leaning on a shovel and watching, I don't know, a guy in an excavator work. That's your job working for the city, working on a road crew, and you do get a decent pay. Now the other option to work on a road crew is to work for like a private company, and they pay you peanuts, and they'll expect the world out of you. Like, you know what I mean? Like 12-hour shifts in like 40-degree weather, like holding a fucking stop sign all day for fucking peanuts, for almost very close to minimum wage. You know what I mean? So yeah, the city road crew wouldn't be too bad. I have a buddy that's doing that. He was a garbage man for the city, and now I think he drives a dump truck because he's got his class 3 and his air brakes. Looking and pointing, nice. Oh, and it works. It works. Like I know some of you office soldiers, if you're linked into the main network, it almost like tracks how dormant your keyboard is or how dormant your computer is. So I've seen some people like makeshift some stuff just to move their computer on, just to pretend like their computer's active. You know what I mean? They'll set up like a fucking fan pushing their mouse around, and then we'll go out and smoke a joint. And like as far as their bosses knows, they're hard at it. You know what I mean? Maybe struggling with the mouse a little bit, but at least they're moving around. They're not getting flagged for being like fucking dormant on the job or doing fuck all. You know what I mean? So here's the latest car update. The old Poopmobile 2.0 has not moved. I was under the impression it was supposed to move, and maybe things would have started on the weekend. It has not, but I'm told they will. And that's the only thing I can do, short of losing my shit. Short of losing my shit and being angry and making the other guy be angry too. Like I don't think that's helpful at this point. Like, you know what I mean? Yes, there will be a point where yes, I will have to, like, maybe, hopefully it doesn't get to that, but there will be a point where I might have to put my foot down and not be so understanding, let's say. You know what I mean? Because if there's one thing I am, is understanding. Because man, this kid is trying to do right, but he just doesn't have the resources right away to do it. So you know what I mean. He means to do it. He wants to do it, but he hasn't yet. So you know what I mean. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't think the dream of this car being on the road is over quite yet. Like, let's keep the dream alive for a little longer. You know what I'm saying? Where we at? Yeah. But man, it's an inconvenience. It is a big inconvenience. Like for a guy that's had a car all his life, and now I'm not carless because I can borrow the wife's car, but the wife has shit to do. Like she goes to Zumba three nights a week. So right off the hop, that's 3 nights where she has plans, and those are mandatory plans. Those are like oh I can't even argue with her because she's been doing that for years. So uh, what if she has another plan? So boom, now I'm only able to use the car like just a handful of times throughout a week. It's an inconvenience. It's a big inconvenience. I'll take the motorcycle out on a nice day, but I can't take it out every day because it rains out here. And let's say if I want to like the whole purpose of going is getting like a case of beer, I can't put a case of beer on the bike or you know what I mean. It's an inconvenience. Big inconvenience. The car lasted a week. I'd say even less than that. The car lasted about 7 kilometers. I got the car, drove it from A to B, from B to C, and then on my way back to A, the engine blew up. So, heartbreaking. You know what I mean? I was super excited about this thing. Like I've you know what I mean? I've always had cars, but they're always beaters. They weren't really necessarily anything that I'd be super proud of. And I'm not saying like this old fucking Mazda is something to be super proud of either. But the way it looks and the paint job on it, it is definitely something to be proud of. So you know what I mean? I was looking forward to this. So Redbeard, you guys all know Redbeard. Redbeard's getting geared up to start doing some streaming here soon. He ordered a camera and this and that. So in the near future, I'll probably drop a link on the Discord, and I'll probably be at Redbeard's place doing one of his streams. And that's good for all of us because man, if there's one guy that wants to do it professionally and do it right, it's Redbeard, and he's gonna take the time to learn OBS, and he's gonna show me how to use it. It can only help me. It can only help me, right? So I'm actually looking forward to it. All these little tricks of the trade that he's gonna come up with, and then I'm gonna take advantage of his knowledge and possibly use it on my channel. So it's a win-win. Gotta start walking and hitching. I do have a couple pedal bikes, but that's not my style. And hitchhiking, oh man, never again. I'm sure I told you guys the last time I ever picked up a hitchhiker. He was right weird and put his hand on my lap. One, I don't ever want to pick up a hitchhiker again because of this fucker. And two, I don't want to be picked up hitchhiking just because, man, you never know. You never know. I might fit the profile. I might fit the profile for someone. You know what they're into? This. And here I am on the side of the road on a dark highway with my thumb out. And they're like, oh, man, they're licking their lips already as they're pulling over. And the next thing you know, I'm never seen again. And I bet you it wouldn't even be a fucking good death. It wouldn't be a good, quick, clean death. I'd probably be chained up in this fella's basement like as some kind of fucking rape slave up until he like stops feeding me, and then I die. Then he bears me somewhere. Like, you know what I mean? I'm totally off hitchhiking. I'm an anti hitchhiker. I'll advocate to not hitchhike. Oh, Nina Nahizeus. Every time you say OBS, I hear irritable bowel syndrome. Yeah. Do you get hookups on weed? You always got something sparked. Uh, yeah, I do. I do get hookups. Like a guy that's been in like in and around the weed world, and a guy my age can't help but to make great connections. And yes, I have buddies that give me like great prices, and I also have buddies that are like so proud of their homegrown or so proud of their product that they're like, man, you got to try this. And they end up giving me like, sometimes a significant amount, sometimes it's just a sampler, but yeah, I get deals on my weed and sometimes I get free weed. But it also it goes back and forth. It goes back and forth. Like, I mean, sometimes I'll go to a party and no one else has weed. Is that going to stop me from smoking as much as I want? No. Am I going to smoke it alone in front of everyone and everyone's like looking at me with the puppy dog eyes? I can't do that. So I'm lighting up all night. I'm lighting up all, you know what I mean? So what goes around comes around. And I think that's the power of karma. You know what I mean? That's why I kind of got under my skin when that musician on Saturday totally tried to psychoanalyze me. And I've never really done it to myself. So for him to say the words out loud to me, I was like, is he wrong? Is he right? I don't know, but I think he's wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's insecure. Like, I'm not a secure fella. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not the most confident of guys. So yeah, I am nice, but I don't think it's out of insecurities. I think it's because I just grew out of being an asshole. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no reason to. Hey, the beard is loose. Haven't seen that in a while. And yeah, a little something different. Little something different. Like, you know what I mean? Um, Cash, gas, or ass? Cash, gas, or ass? So that's a question that you want me to answer if I want a bunch of money. I assume like what, a fancy car or like a hot chick? And technically, if you got the cash, you could take care of the gas and ass. So let me take the cash, and that checks off all three boxes, doesn't it? Sometimes he smokes cardboard. I don't smoke cardboard. Uh if you're saying that one time where I had a piece of cardboard in there hacked up, yeah, it happens. But yeah, I don't smoke cardboard. Um, Sometimes he smokes his belly button lit. Heck yeah. Let's see what's on the old trap today. Let's see what's in the old trap. Nothing. She's empty. She fell out. She must have fell out earlier. I used to pack a party pack for others. Keep it fair. And man, I used to do that too. I used to do that too because, for one, I roll my joints with a pinch of tobacco so it burns ever so right. And man, some people are dead set against that. And so, some of my good best friends razz me over that. So in some situations, when I know so and so is going to be there, I'll have a couple joints prepared with no tobacco for them, and I'll have some for me. But I always have my back, so I'm always rolling on the go, anyways. But yeah, I tend to cater to other people's needs sometimes, especially when buddies lighten up. Like this guy in specific, man. This guy's silly. This guy will light up like 3 joints per hour every hour, just nonstop. Boop, 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 boop. And here I am rolling my, and he's like, "Bro, what's up? There's tobacco on." I don't. So sometimes, yeah, I'll go out of my way to make sure he partakes in my marijuana. Who the fuck is this psychoanalyst guy? I'm going to have words with him when I'm in St. John. No, and I'm very careful not to say names or anything like that, because he's a young kid and maybe he was just trying to push my buttons. But oh man, like just a personality, the personality switch from joyous to just like almost like a pinch of bullying. And then when I came back, I was like, he couldn't be cutting that deep on purpose. Anyways, I go back to after I fucking cool off a little bit and fucking have a smoke. Then I come back to see him. I was like, dude, man, you were joking about that shit, right? Trying to give him like a way out. And no, like I said, he put his fucking feet in the sand and he doubled down, and then he did the fucking dirty look walk away. Like he just like, nope, he confirmed that he wasn't having fun saying it. He was, kind of being a jerk a little bit. Nothing wrong with being nice, and that's what I mean. Like, you know what I mean? If you think me being a nice guy is a dark long-term scheme of mine, then you got to grow up. You gotta grow up, or sounds like possibly you have trust issues to a certain extent. You know what I mean? But he's projecting his own insecurities onto you. Fuck him. And I don't even want to say that. I don't even want to agree with that, because if he is, then man, I feel bad for the guy, because man, him saying that about me, did it totally ruin my night? No, but it did sour me up for a little bit. It did sour me up for a little bit. So, and that's just him telling it to me, and me just living in that weird bubble for like, I don't know, half hour, an hour, that I was like, if he's projecting that from him, he lives in that zone. So you know what I mean? So I don't want to say fuck him, like, you know what I mean? Like maybe grow up, or man, get over it or something like that. It's an Americanism for how you pay for a ride. Used to pack a party pack for others, keep it fair. Okay. Hospitality. Yeah. The ass comment, grass or cash. Yeah. Was it grass or was it cash? Or gas? Wait a sec. No, it was gas. Maybe you meant grass. That would make more sense. But still, though, with cash, you check off all the boxes and then some. You know what wasn't on that? That you can just add on, check off the fourth, like a great restaurant meal with cash. You can do that. You can go like, I'll do fun things with cash. Boom, boom. You know what I mean? Yeah, the cash. Or okay. If you want to get deep about it, let's go ass. And ass is kind of a derogatory term a little bit. Let's turn that into a lady, possibly a soulmate. Then to find that soulmate, no cash could replace that. You find that right soulmate, that fucking best friend with private parts you like to combine together regularly, and it's fun. You could live in a fucking tent in a van with your soulmates, and you're fucking, you're life rich. You know what I mean? You're life rich. Like, you know what I mean? You go down to the fucking trailer park on a nice day. You know what you're gonna see? You're gonna see some long some long lawn, some long grass. You're going to see some fucking broken vehicles. You might hear some people yelling at each other. But then in the mix of the fucking trailer park, if you look closely, there's people with the shittiest house ever, just with the fucking biggest fucking smile, just loving. And they're probably the ones that they're going to wave you in when you're walking by, like, hey, how's it going? It's a beautiful day, isn't it? And if they have a Coke or a beer, even though they only have one, they give you one. You know what I mean? People that are life rich is way worth more than cash. So you know what I mean? So yeah, if you want to get profound, yeah, I'll choose that soulmate over cash any day. Like I suffer from, like, I don't know, deep bouts of depression, but that's just because of the way my brain's wired. At the end of the day, I'm so happy. I got nothing really to complain about, but I still get bouts of depression. And but generally in life, I'm not rich, and I think I'm life rich. I think I'm life rich. Heavy duty beauty, yeah. I'm the married I'm the married, so I'll give cash. I was different before. Stores here are legit saying no cash in some places. Yeah, it's getting like that here. It's almost like, let's say you're that drug dealer, that great drug dealer that's making all kinds of stacks, making all kinds of fat stacks of cash. And then you go to try to spend it, and you're like, no, it's all got to be Interact. Like, no more dirty cash. Wouldn't that be a problem? You know what I mean? I guess you just deposit in the bank, but now you're leaving an electronic trail, and we all know the game. We all know the game. You can't do that. You can't leave an electronic trail. Legend, have you read How to Win Friends and Influence People yet? Was that a book suggestion, Rick, too, that you suggested to him? And to me, reading that title, I don't know, my sounds like a boring read. Legit sounds like a boring read, but might be interesting. Might be interesting, might be helpful. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes the most helpful books are the most boring. You know what I mean? Dead Poop, start a book club. We will all read a book, then discuss it together. That sounds great in theory, but I don't think you nailed my demographic. Like, I don't think this is the book club channel, Rick, too. You know what I mean? I don't think this is a book club. But one thing that we could, like, let's pick a TV show. Like, did you guys watch this episode of this or whatever? That'd be more realistic. But even then, I don't think this is that kind of channel. Although, if I were to suggest a fucking TV show at the moment, as much as a fucking young teenager might sound for the suggestion, but Stargirl is a fucking decent show. I went to a thrift shop today, and I got a few cool things. Let me go grab them. Just give me a sec. All right, guys, feast your eyes on this pile. Feast your eyes on this pile, guys. Bam. All right. So at the panic room, they play Jenga a lot. Or, you know, the Jenga, take from a block from the bottom and you put it on top. So anyways, I saw this. It's like a Jenga I've never seen in my life before. You know what I mean? It does kind of a weird tower thing. You know what I mean? I think that's going to the panic room right there. You know what I mean? What else? Then I got this. Like, who didn't grow up with Guess Who, right? But man, look how weird this one is. This one's not a regular Guess Who, man. This one's fucked. This one's weird. Like, look, it's not a regular Guess Who. You don't even have the fucking flipboards or nothing. It's weird, right? So, play that with the kids. Play that with the kids. Oh, and I bought this for my oldest daughter. She's been doing sewing, and look at this thing. I think she'd be able to put this to use. This little antique handheld sewer. It fixes drapes on rods. Add decorative hems, skirts, and slacks. Men tears instantly. It does all that for $4. For $4, and those games are like $2 a piece. Those games are like $2 a piece. And this is and this I just thought was fucking neato. Look at this setup. It's like a tabletop basketball setup. Are you guys seeing that? Doesn't that look weird? You know what I mean? So yeah, that was my thrift shop find today, and man, the place is booming. And if you guys have thrift stores in your area, you guys are probably, well, I guess your stores probably aren't open yet. Sorry about that. But technically, here's what's been going on. The coronavirus hit, and then people are stuck in their house, and then they're cleaning out their stuff because they got time. They're stuck in their house. And then the stores reopen. So boom, everyone's jumping, like donating their junk they put aside. So man, like the thrift shop that I went to was like, I don't know, man. There's like extra stuff, and there's a thrifter girl I know that she went last week, and the stuff she got was foolish. Like she showed me what she got, and I was like, super jealous. She got like a Ninja Turtle, like a Ninja Turtles like lamp, like a little desk lamp. She paid like, I don't know, $2 for it. And then vinyl records. Yes, there's vinyl records there, but it's all the shitty ones. Like, you know what I mean? Like Jim Neighbors and Conway Twitty and like fucking the O'Doyle's Christmas album. It's all a bunch of bullshit. But last week, she got some gems. So she got like Notorious B.I.G. On vinyl for 19 cents. Like, you know what I mean? For 19 cents. Guess Who Max. Sweet Coming. Yeah, no, it was a good find. Mix and match. That's some creative stuff. I tried that way back in the day. It's fun. Get your daughter to sew Dead Poop merch. Right now, she's working for my brother's friend, and she does weighted pillows. So what Mel's been doing, she's got pieces of fabric. She makes like let's call it like a tube sock shape by sewing it. Then she fills it up with like, I don't know, buckwheat or whatever she uses for weighted pillows, and then she sews it on the other end, and then that's my daughter's job. Boom. And then the person that makes the blankets, I don't know, fucking sews them together, you know, does the magic. Life of a hoarder. Man, I hardly got nothing. And from the garbage bags I saw too at the for the people doing the fire damage, man, they threw out a lot of stuff for too. Like you're not proud of me at all because I had nothing to do with it. If anything, I'm sour, and you should be disappointed because man, I want to rip through those garbage bags, but I sliced my hand there on the broken glass yesterday. Or yeah, it was yesterday. But yeah, they threw out a bunch of stuff that I would have kept. I would have 100% kept. So the volume coming back should be less than what you saw before, and I'll have the opportunity to like organize it all while it comes in. Like you know what I mean. And I'm kind of looking forward to that a little bit. I didn't want to say legend, but I was thinking it, and I'd be the first one to say yes. I like cool things, and I also like buying useless stuff at a great price, almost like that price where you just can't resist, like that can't resist price. Like you know what I mean? It's a condition. It's a condition. It's hereditary. My dad has it too. Like I have like no extra storage in my house because my dad takes over it and he just puts a bunch of his fucking junk in my storage spaces. Like my dirt basement is the size of my house, which is, you know, pretty big. And I don't really have a nook or a cranny in there to really put a whole lot. It's all fucking just bunch of shit. You never know what you're gonna find in the thrift shop, and that's what I like. That's what I like. You're gonna find some unusual things, Like even something as simple as an ashtray. I was walking by like this aisle, and it had a bunch of cool ashtrays, and I was like, in my head, I was like, man, who sells ashtrays anymore? Like, you know what I mean? Especially a cool one like that. I almost bought it, but then I was like, no, I'll just put them in a can or something. You know what I mean? My husband says we can't go right now. Goodwill is open. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty, and I don't even think Conway Twitty is almost too known to be in there. Like I was trying to think of like I don't know someone shitty that was known, but really all the records, all the vinyls, I was like who, who? Uh, there's definitely no more Notorious B.I.G.'s in there. But yeah, last week my friend got us a fucking sweet haul. Everything is shut down again in California. Yeah, well, you guys are having a tough go. You guys are having a tough go. Fucking Florida's breaking records. Like, it's still a tough go. Out here, things are pretty quiet. things are pretty quiet. Disney is open. Oh wow, Disney. I mean, Florida just became epicenter this week, and that mouse is spreading germs. Disney's open, man. I couldn't even fathom that. Cause okay, yeah. Some of our stuff is open, but man, there's rules. There's gosh darn rules. Like for me to get even into the thrift store today, I had to wait like a half hour in a line, and the line was like long, and it was like 6 feet apart. They could only have so many people in the stores, and the number of people was not many. One came out, one went in, and that's how that worked. Like you know, what I mean, yes, things are open, but things aren't the same. Like it's not 2019 out here. It's a weird 2020 still. Dead poop. Did you read how Twitter tried to cancel Bucky, the Winter Soldier today? Why the Winter Soldier was going to be in a new movie, and somehow the fans are like not wanting it? Is that what you're saying? And no, I wasn't on Twitter. I've been on. I don't really use on Twitter too much. Like you know what I mean? Yeah, I have a Twitter on there, but it's rare. It's rare. It gets my attention. You know what I mean? I'm almost a neglecting father to my Twitter. Yeah, why, Johnny? His girlfriend wore a costume at a party 2 years ago that someone thought might be offensive. Ooh, don't tell me she went blackface. So you're saying the girlfriend of the actor did something shady, and the Twitter world is all in up in arms, and they want to shut down the movie? That's silly. That's silly. That's silly. But at the same time, you got me curious. I like to see this outfit. I like to see this costume. Who is going to Disney right now? Probably some dumb rednecks that fucking don't give a fuck, or people that are just stir crazy that don't know any better, or people that already caught it. Like if you already caught it, then fucking they can lick doorknobs, they can do whatever the fuck. Like, you know what I mean? I guess if you catch it once, like, shouldn't you live your life comfortably after that? I think. Deadpool, do you have to wear a mask in public? No, no. Not that I go shopping. Not that I go shopping into stores or anything like. But any place I've been to, you don't need a mask except for Costco. I think Costco, when you go into Costco, it's like mandatory wear a mask or you ain't coming in, pretty much. But they'll hand you a mask. Um, that's the only place where you wear a mask. Now, all right, let's say the hospital, maybe a hospital, you would throw in a mask first thing, but no, that's the only place I can think of. Stupid people going, yeah, exactly. Like if you're going to Disney, it's like, man, you either caught it already, or man, you're not thinking this through. You're not thinking this through at all. And if you're going to Disney, you're going with your children, so you're making that decision, the adult decision for your children. Like, you know what I mean? To rich families who aren't scared of the coronavirus. Yeah, that could be a demographic too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, whatever this is, we'll throw money at it, or we'll just we already got the people that already have the ventilators bought. Like, you know what I mean? Just because they have just stupid money. People are having parties to catch it now. I heard about that, and I forget who was saying it, but yeah, Corona parties where, and the way it's described to me, I guess it's like this, where they have a party and they invite someone that has it, and everyone throws in money for a pool, and then the first one to have like a legit paper saying I got the coronavirus wins the pool. So pretty much everyone at the party is trying to get the coronavirus from this one kid, and then it's the first one that actually catches it, wins the money. Like this is, it's almost like back in the day, like a chicken pox party, because that was a thing. Um, Sometimes just get it done and over with. When one of the neighborhood kids had chicken pox, guess what? Is a play date with some of the other kids, just so they can get it done and over with. Because the older you are, like the worse the chicken pox are, I guess. Deadpool, do you still use hand sanitizer all the time? Um, it definitely went down before, like in the early stages of being allowed out. I was always have like a travel hand sanitizer with me, and it was like boop boop, touch boop boop, more, like, you know what I mean. Now not so much. Now it's like if it's there, yeah, I'll use it. Every time I wash my hands, yeah. I'm kind of careful where I touch. Um, but yeah, I kind of stopped bringing my own. But I've definitely increased the hand washing a shit ton more, and kind of anywhere as you go, realistically, there's that bottle for customers. You go to a corner store, There's like a help yourself bottle. If you go to a restaurant, right on the way in, there's a little bottle to you know what I mean. So I'm not bringing my own, but it's still available. Chickenpox parties were a thing when I was little. Yeah, exactly. Uh, and quote me if I'm wrong, but I think if you get chickenpox as an adult, I think it turns into shingles, and or it's potentially like very dangerous. And shingles aren't nothing to fuck with either, right? Yeah, but yeah, that was a sweet haul though at the fucking thrift store. I don't know which one I'm more excited about. Well, I'm excited about my daughter's reaction about the sewing machine, but I'm curious about the Jenga. That Jenga is gonna get played at the panic room. I can see that 100%. Yeah, shingles can fuck you up. Yeah, exactly. And I even think because I work with this old lady and she got chicken pox. But oddly enough, I almost want to say this was her second round of chicken pox. I was like, "Wow, this is your first time with chicken pox?" And she's like, "No, I had like I guess you can catch a second time, and then that's shingles when you're older. I don't know, but yeah, chicken pox ain't nothing to fuck with." I'd imagine every kid probably remembers when they had chicken pox. Like it's pretty. I remember where I was. I remember where I was during 9/11, and I remember where I was during my fucking chicken pox. And my mom was having like a staff party. My mom was a teacher, and it was like at the end of the summer, and she was having it was like the staff party at the end of the school year for the teachers was at my parents' place. We had a nice place in the country at the time. That's when we were like house poor. And I remember being sick, just feverish, itchy, and they got so drunk they were throwing baked potatoes on the roof. So like I'm like feverish, and all I keep hearing is like thud, 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 and there for some reason they got drunk and like I said, started throwing baked potatoes at the roof. I'm gonna scooter on out. It's been real. Keeping on, guys. Later, poop. Later, Nina. Good seeing ya. I had it as a baby. Saw one friend who had it, and he was looking disgusting. I was pretty good. Like I was feverish, and it wasn't fun. But as far as being covered in chickenpox, I got it pretty easy. And I don't remember like itching myself or having put oven mitts. Like I remember I had some chickenpox, but I wasn't covered. It wasn't. It was that was almost like that was like almost like ain't no thing almost. I had chicken pox really bad, and my brothers both had mild cases. I was covered head to toe. See, I'd be like more like one of your brothers. Like I had it mild, even though I had a fever. And with chicken pox, you normally have a fever. That's pretty standard, isn't it? My mom drew me a bath of therapeutic oatmeal, and I screamed the entire night in the tub. Oh, you spent the night in the tub? Oh my goodness. Yeah, see me, it wasn't that bad. Like I didn't feel the need to like itch my fucking skin off. Ever get sprayed by a skunk? Uh I've never been sprayed by a skunk, but I've been around a skunk that's sprayed. Um Ferg's dog got fucking sprayed by a skunk what last year? And he did his best to clean her off. but yet she jumped. He was living in this camper at the time, so and she jumps in the bed of the camper, and the smell of the skunk kind of got in the mattress. Anyways, Ferg seems to think his dog still has a pinch of a smell of skunk. I honestly don't smell it on the dog. But his mattress and his trailer, there's definitely like you walk in there, it's almost like, ooh, who's got the good weed? But it's skunk. It's legit skunk. But yeah, so skunks to me are like almost like a Bigfoot, almost like in the wild. In the wild, like let's say like that I can honestly remember seeing one in the wild. Maybe like 2, 3 times in my life. Like seeing a wild fucking skunk. I don't see them often. Trailer Park Ferg. No, well, what it was is he was living away, and he bought himself like this toy hauler. It's pretty much like a camper, like a camping camper that you can tow. So, anyways, instead of like living in a hotel room with a bunch of other construction guys and while he was away working, he parked this thing at a campground, and he's spent the summer at a campground. Like he had to go to work every day, but he went home to his trailer in the campground I think that's neat. I think that's kind of cool. You ever seen a badger? Uh yeah. We call them like a gopher. We call them gophers around here, I think. But yeah. I speared one with a piece of rebar one time. Uh, and beavers. We see a lot of beavers. We see a lot of beavers. We see a lot of porcupines. Like I say, skunks not on the list. And we don't really have any snakes. Like we have like garter snakes. These little small. There's no real snakes around here. There's no big snakes to be scared of or nothing like that. Do you have tigers or cobras? We have neither. We have neither. We have none. We have none. And to be honest, I think your guys' laws are way more relaxed as far as exotic animals than in Canada. Like I think in the US you could dabble a little bit in like exotic animalery, but I know around here, like if you want to buy some exotic, you almost gotta like know a guy on the streets that I don't know how he got it smuggled over here, but yeah. Growing up, did you go through a phase where your feet stank really bad? Uh yes and no. It was my own doing. You ever okay, to me this is one of the best feelings in the world when I was a kid. Well, probably still to this day, but I know better now. When I was a kid, when I got that new pair of sneakers, when I got that new pair of sneakers, to me it felt so good with no socks that I used to rock these sneakers barefoot. And for those who don't know, barefoot in a pair of sneakers, man, you're creating odor at this point. You're creating like a subculture of fucking germs, like you know what I mean? And they're quickly prone to smell. And yeah, I had smelly sneakers for a while, but once I realized, what was the cause, like I put socks on, and my feet are cool. But I think I told you about the trick to get rid of them and get rid of the smell in your shoes. is you like double grocery bag them, triple if you want to, and you throw them in the freezer. Because when you put like smelly shoes in the freezer, you're essentially freezing all the bacteria, right? So boom, it kills, because the smell is a bacteria. So it neutralizes the bacteria and your shoes don't stink. But if your sneakers stink and you wear socks in them, your feet are doing it. So this fix won't last long. Like you might have to put your sneakers in the freezer, like I don't know, every other day or once a week or something like that. Did you ever hook up a chick and your feet smelled bad and you hoped she wouldn't notice? No, I never had that, but I did have a phase where I was smoking heavily. I was smoking like a lot of weed, and it was like a lot of like high tests from dispensaries and stuff like that when I first got my like doctor's note to be like legit. And so anyways, I was ordering this crazy weed from these different companies, and each company was giving me these gifts of like more weed. So man, I was smoking so much weed at that time where I found my sweat smelt kind of skunky, kind of weedy skunky. It's almost like I was so saturated in weed. There's a point where it like kind of like came out my pores almost, where I was like, I had that weed, like my armpits would be like like almost like, oh man, who's got that good kush? Who's got that old fucking OG kush? That fucking that collie weed or something like that. You know, what I mean, just very pungent, skunky. But that's the thing of the past. That's the thing of the past. You ever meet a chick who loved the way you smelled? No, but I knew a few buddies that believed in that, and I saw the chicks they landed sometimes, and they weren't wrong. I know two guys in specific, and their move was like no deodorant. And I kid you not, man, there was a musk about them. Like, you know what I mean? Did they smell like straight up BO? Not really, but a little bit. Like just a musk. And dude was like, man, we're animals. The girls love it. And I was like, yeah, whatever, bud. But then he was getting some pretty hot girls, and they didn't seem to mind his musk. You know what I mean? So that's a thing. But there's also girls though that fucking that that are like, oh man, like you know when you like work all day and you know what I mean, you're quite not presentable down there because man, you have had swamp ass working hard all day in the hot sun, and you know what I mean, your areas are not as fresh as they could. Um, I've heard tale of women that are like, oh man, that's when they want you the most. Like it's almost like that's almost like an animal pheromone thing right there. You know what I mean? Where that your crotch stinks so good that it's irresistible to some. I've heard I've heard tale of women like this before. Oh, Papakil in the Hesios. What was what do you wash first, second, etc. in the shower? What's your order? My order is this because I'm a bar of soap guy. This is my house. This is my bar of soap, and I assume everyone does the rest because there's not a lot. So I assume when I take that bar of soap, I assume. Well, I can't. I should say I can't assume that they finished off on a neutral zone. Like you know what I mean. As far as I know, this soap could have been last spot in a butt crack. So if I'm gonna start, I'm not gonna go right on my face first. No, I'm gonna go full neutral zone. Let me let me get rid of like whatever the last thing this bar soap touched around my neutral zone. And then I'll go to face, and then I'll go to like dick, balls, and butts. And then out of sheer courtesy for the next, then I'll go like legs, which I consider a neutral zone. You know what I mean? And boom, that's it. Because you know what I mean? Yeah, you have to have soap etiquette. Like, you know what I mean? You can't finish off. It'd be rude to finish off in your butt. You know what I mean? And then boom, and then you place it there. And next thing you know, like the next person picks up the bar of soap, and on the other side, there's like, I don't know, like a pube or a butt hair. Like, no, you can't finish off there. You gotta start in a neutral zone, and you gotta finish off in a neutral zone. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, you're running the potential of getting pink eyes. You know what I mean? If you grab that bar of soap and you just start forehead, work your way down, next thing you know, you got shit particles in your fucking eyeballs with the soap running down it, and then you got pink eyes, and that's hard to explain. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, because when you got pink eyes and working around guys and friends, you know what the first questions they ask, first joke they say is like, oh yeah, how'd you get shit in your eyes? Because that's how it happens. It's like, oh, okay, well, how'd you get shit in your eyes? Were you like eating ass? You know what I mean? Like, oh no, it's from a bar of soap. And then you're like, sure it is. Sure it is, you idiot. Like, everyone starts on their bellies first. Like, you know what? You go right in your eyes. Hair, then face, then work the way down to the feet. I do hair last. Armpits. Yeah, and I don't mind starting off with the armpits. Like, you know what I mean? Because an armpit's kind of like a dirty spot. Like, kind of start armpits and then neutral zone. Feet. Feet first? Man, aren't you slipping up your feet? First thing Johnny does in the shower, washes his feet and makes his feet slippery as fuck. Like, you just made yourself a danger zone just by your soap work. Like, you know what I mean? Ritu has hair confirmed. uh, I almost I almost never do feet. I I do my feet when I feel like when I feel it's time. Like, you know what I mean? You ever get that ankle crud? You're like you rub your hand on your ankles and kind of cruds up. You're like, oh man, this is old crud here. Let me take care of this. You know what I mean? Got the old ankle crud. Johnny definitely wants to fall in the shower. Yeah, see, that's a danger move. That's a danger move. Like, if I do my feet, that's a last, because man, that's a danger move, dude. An old lady used to live in this apartment, so there's a bar to hold my. Oh, okay, that's decent. You got the old handicap bar, the old shower assist. I bet you that wasn't only used for washing your feet, eh, Johnny? I go to town on the feet to make sure no crud builds up, and yeah, so sometimes crud does build up, and once I find it, then I tend to it. Because you're right, no one can go through life with cruddy ankles and cruddy feet, right? Yeah, I'm surprised Tater didn't pop in, right? I'm surprised I didn't hear from Tater. And I don't know, I kind of hinted. I was like, oh, what are you doing? Da, da, da. And then he's like, oh, I'm at home. I was like, all right, cool. I won't bother him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a nice day at home is nice too, right? And I have the luxury of being home when I'm here. So you know what I mean? Every time he's here, I'm taking his luxury of being home. So I get it. Yeah. So I'm kind of, yeah. Yeah. So yeah. But that being said, I do want to line up. I don't know. a guest for Thursday or something. I do want to get like a, I don't know, possibly a new guest or a good recurring guest. Is there any tater pizza left? No, no, no. She gone. I threw 2 slices in the oven just to fucking cook the pizza, man. Like that cheese was too white, that bacon wasn't cooked, and I put one piece aside for Mrs. Poop, and she ate it for lunch today. We were actually talking about pizza earlier. I stopped in at my buddy's shop, and I don't think I've ever even had one, a proper one. But one of my buddies was there. We were having a few beers, shooting the shit, and he's like, "You know what this city doesn't have ever since so and so's been gone? A deep dish pizza." And I got thinking, I was like, "Man, this guy's right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I've ever had a deep dish pizza in my life." Now the Tater won Mario Kart. He's too good for dead poop. No, 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 and that's not it. Like I didn't even ask him to come over. I just he said he's home now, and I didn't bother asking. Like, you know what I mean. Plus, I wasn't even too sure if I was feeling it myself. I mean, just kind of like I don't know, just kind of tired today, a little bit, and I don't know, wasn't quite feeling it. Like I just this like literally my first drink, right? Well, my second drink, let's say. Um, but yeah, but you have to once I turn on though. Once I turn on, like, we're just hanging out, so it's fun. But sometimes just that motivation to fucking just turn on the camera. Sometimes it just, I don't know. It's a hurdle sometimes. Phone call to Gangster Gabby. Yeah, see, I wouldn't mind doing that, but let's save that for, I don't know, like Thursday or something like that. Thursday, I'll see if Gabby wants a fucking chit chat or something like that. I just think if I try to give Gabby a call tonight, I'd want to be more hyped. Like, you know what I mean? I'd want to be like, I don't know, maybe a few more beers deep, maybe like my eyes a little bit more closed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, this weed's hitting different. You know what I mean? SDE Day. Yeah. P.S. To all Americans, make sure to file your taxes by tomorrow. Real total punage. I can't say that word, Tater. Poop. Poop. Puage. Puagi. Total puagi. I don't know. Crazy eyes. Not crazy eyes, just like just a little slider slant to it, just a little slider slant. You know what I mean? Just that good feeling. And yes, sometimes that crazy eyes too. Like I mean, honestly, I'd like to have fucking Rob back, the Redbeard, because one, he's always great to talk to, and two, man, he he's a lot of things have changed since last time. Like he would have a lot to talk about. He would have a lot to talk about. Unfortunately, he's not fighting in 2020. Unfortunately, he was supposed to fight. The tentative date was like end of August or September. They're trying to line up some kind of a fight, and I think it was like last week or this, yeah, last week, the Fight League posted that no, everything's postponed until 2021. So, and he was disappointed at that. Like he was like, he's in fighting shape right now. Like he got himself. He was always in shape, but he got himself into fighting shape, and ever since then, he's only been getting in better shape. Johnny, when was the last time you went to a bar? In March. Redbeard has barely been on. Redbeard was on twice, 3 times. Redbeard's been on 3 times. There's a speakeasy that know of, but I haven't been tempted enough. Ooh, like a place, eh? And that's sketchy. That's sketchy because realistically, you go into a place like that and you're not supposed to be there. That's an automatic fine, I'd imagine, and I'd imagine the fines for breaking like the Corona curfew or the Corona rules they're probably pretty hefty. Like, how much would a fine be being caught in public where you're not supposed to be, like doing stuff you're not supposed to? Like I see, perfect example. I seen a bouncer separate a dancing couple at the bar. They're like, oh, this a couple dancing, and the bouncer's like, no, you guys can't be dancing 6 feet apart. And I was like, wow, kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. That is that is part of life now, I guess. 6 feet apart. Have you seen Scotty lately? Uh, this one's that. No, I haven't. I haven't. I think I might have seen him like maybe once since the last time he was on the stream. He works nights, right? So he has an odd schedule. Hopefully they don't close the gyms again here. Redbeard last stream was on St. Patrick's Day. I think we did one after that. Dead poop. There's no fines because there are technically guidelines, no laws. All right, cool. Because out here, I think not so much now. It'd be weird to enforce, but they were giving out fines. Like if there's 2 people in the car and they had different addresses, for like, you know what I mean, during the court, that was a big no, and so and they were giving away fines for that. They were actually fining people for that. I like Scotty once a month. One stream a month is my Scotty limit. Too much Scotty and you get pulled into the abyss. His consciousness is not on this plane of existence. I won't disagree with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what me and Tater have tough time portraying. Like, he's super smart. He's super intelligent. He's well spoken. When he's not at the end of the night, like fucking a bottle of Crown Royal Deep. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it'd be nice to get him like at his best, so you can see the traits that me and Tater see in him. We all need a full YouTube video of one of Scotty's stories. If he can finish one, like, you know what I mean? If he can finish one, because man, like, and like at first it was funny because he wasn't finishing a story, but at the end of it, like, there's me and Tater trying to like help him, coach him to finish, and just that's part of his charm. It's part of his charm. Scotty's Rick 2 side bitch once a month, and that's it. I feel like Scotty sleeps on a mattress on the floor with no sheets. No, 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 no. Empty Gatorade bottles with cigarette butts next to his mattress. No, 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 no. No mattress though. One cooked Iron Maiden poster, crooked tape to the wall, a cassette radio with a coat hanger, antenna. Oh, okay, 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 okay. I've been there, and I can't comment on any of this. Like, uh, does he live in Shangri-La? No, but man, it's he's comfortable. Like, you know what I mean? He's comfortable where he's at. He's comfortable where he's at. uh, just like, anyways. Yeah, I gotta fucking mow my lawn, dude. Like, you know how long I've been saying I gotta mow my lawn? For like 2 weeks. And it's like, oh, I can't today because it's gonna rain, and then I can't tomorrow because it rained today, and then on nice days you're like, oh man, let me do some fun. Let me not have to fucking mow the lawn. So man, the lawn is so long at this point. It's gonna be it's gonna be a hassle. It's gonna be a hassle. It's gonna be like a couple swipes. Then I'm gonna have to fucking tip it over or clean out the bottom of the lawn. It's gonna be horrible. Lawn cutting stream. No, I don't think so. Unless I point the camera at me mowing the lawn, and then I got like tater fucking tending to the chats or something like that. But still, the I wouldn't want to showcase that, because when I mow the lawn, I just want to get it done. So I just like start the lawnmower, and I don't stop fucking hearty pace till it's done. But when it's done, man, I'm a sweaty mess. I'm a sweaty mess. I'm ready for you to stream with Normie. Uh, uh, I'd be down if it was outdoors, because you wouldn't want him in a closed air setting. You know what I mean? Just from like pungency. You know what I mean? Like, I've given normies short drives to here and there, and first thing you do is you unroll all the windows, you let them in, hold your breath a little bit, and boom, you're just driving there, and you're all right. Just so you know where I gotta go, and then you leave the windows down probably for the rest of the night or something like that. No legend. But like an outdoor stream with Normie, like, man, he he wouldn't want to do it. Like, he wouldn't like, for me to like take out when I interviewed him that day. Like, that took, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes out of his day, and that's the max. And even that was pushing. Even that was pushing. You only need to mow the lawn once, right before Papa comes home from Quebec. Long cutting stream. No, the normie stench would overtake, and it would. And I got a weak stomach for something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just that strong. I don't know, like a just a strong odor. I got a weak. I got. uh, how long is the lawn? Are you going to have to weed whack it first? No, I got a good strong lawnmower. I might raise the deck a little bit for the first swipe. Uh, but I know it's long. Like, I know, like, I'm gonna have to be selective on, because the shoot goes on one side. I'm gonna have to be selective on where I shoot the grass. Like, you know what I mean? That's gonna be strategic. That's gonna be key. That's gonna be key. Dead poop machete time. Yeah. What does he smell like? Like a man who hasn't had access to like a hot shower in possibly years. Possibly years. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he lived illegally in his deceased mom's trailer for years. Or is she maybe not even anyways? He lived in this like abandoned trailer for years, and they're trying to kick him out for years. So they turn off the power year one, they turn off the water year two, and he stayed in there for like multiple years after that. And it got to the point where they came in with an excavator and they just tore the trailer down. So this was like, I don't know, a few months ago, and now from what I understand, I think he's living like, I don't know, in a shelter in the woods, like, you know, like a half-ass, I don't know, a little tent city is rumor on the streets. So his odor would be very similar to to someone that hasn't had access to like hot, soapy, sudsy water in possibly a long time. Has anyone told him he stinks? Uh Possibly in a nice way, but at the same time, everyone it's almost expected. Like, it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know he smells, and I still like the guy. I still, like, you know, wish him well. I still give him money whenever I can afford to when I see him, and I just don't want him in a small car with me. That's all. Does he smell like sour garbage? Mm, I don't know. It's I don't know. I bet Normie smells like a rotten hamburger and old man balls. All right, that's enough about his odor, guys. I had to pull over a bus one day and puke because some guy got on that stunk. And yeah, pungent smell is horrible. I puked on a bus stuck in Lincoln Tunnel once. I had fish for lunch. The bus stank for the next 40 minutes because of your puke. Gross. I puked in church once. I remember that. It was like church. I told my mom I wasn't feeling well, but guess what? That's my move every time it's to go to church. I'm like, I don't feel well, but this time it was true. Anyways, like during the middle of church, I'm like, I don't feel well. And my mom's like, shut down, be quiet. And I'm like, bruh, I just fucking fucking puked during the church, and the smell of my puke was so bad that, okay, I went out to the bathroom, ran to the bathroom to, like, you know, finish off my puke, clean myself off. And when I came out of the bathroom, the whole congregation was like fucking outside of the main hall, uh, because it smelled so bad, and they had to open the doors, let it air out, clean it up. You know what I mean? Like, I probably delayed church, I don't know, a good 15 minutes. Let's be honest, buses are fucking gross. Yeah, but yeah, I can't remember the last time I was on a city bus. Like, oh, I must have been a young teenager. Like, it's been that. Like, I don't remember last time I was on a city bus. Whenever I went on a city bus in the United States, Normie isn't conscious of his own. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, if it's your odor, it's around you all the time. It's almost like when you pull up to a gas station. At first, you're like, oh man, this gas smells strong, and then after a while, it's like it's almost your nose blind to it. And I'm sure he's nose blind to himself. The city bus in Mexico aren't that bad. I'd like to believe you. I'd like to believe you honestly, but that's a bold statement. That's a bold statement. I remember in the 80s how seatbelt rules were didn't really exist. My brother leaned over from the back seat and puked onto my mom's cleavage while she was driving. Your family is linked. The movie Vacation. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember when we were kids, and like I said, my mom was a teacher. She was educated. She was smart. Whenever we went to like Quebec, like for that long road trip, this was what our rule etiquettes. And for some reason, and everyone did this. It's like, all right, we're on the highway, kids. You can unbuckle your seatbelts and kind of lay out and fall asleep if you want. Blah, blah, blah. And it's almost like to her, like on the highway, she was in more control than the city. So it was like no seatbelts necessary. Like, you know what I mean? Half the time I laid on the floor of the car and my brother laid on the fucking seat. You know what I mean? But yeah, like seatbelt rules were like not even really enforceable. Like, you know what I mean? And drinking and driving were like kind of like, yeah, it was like, it's fine. Like back in the 80s and 90s, I remember one time my old man got pulled over, man, and fucking, I know my old man, like, you know what I mean? We were at a party for a while. He had a he had a few. So, anyways, fucking, he's driving. Must have caught the cops' attention because he gets pulled over, and we're in the car with him, and the officer's like, "Oh, do you have any drinks?" My dad's like, "Hell yeah, I had drinks. I was fucking at a party. Fuck, of course I had drinks." He's like, "Well, how many?" He's like, "Wow, not too many. I'm good." And you know what the officer says? I was like, "All right, then, just drive safe." Yeah, I mean, like it was like, wow, it was almost like no big deal back then. Mexico smells like car exhaust and piss. Trust me, I'm Mexican. Mexico. So Sam here, you also disbelieve fucking Legendary Gaming's comment about the buses smelling delightful in Mexico. Mexico has that unique smell. It's probably like going like to the Middle East. When you go to the Middle East and you got so much spices and curries in the air, and people are sweating it out their system, it's probably like that in Mexico, but more flavorful. Like they're sweating out cumin and Mexican flavors. Like, you know what I mean? Like you come across like a true Mexican. Next thing you know, you get a good whiff of his armpits, and all you're smelling and craving is like fajitas or something like that. Unlike in like in the Middle Eastern, like, you know what I mean, you come across like that fucking typical fucking Middle Eastern man. You catch whiff of his fucking pits. Next thing you know, you're like, ah, man, that smells like a massaman curry. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't like that dish. I don't like that. The wife does, but me, like when we go to like there's like a Middle Eastern place, Splash. I just get like a chicken stir fry. You know what I mean? Let me just get that chicken stir fry. Why don't Mexicans have driver training and sex education on the same day? It's too hard on the donkey. Ooh. I think the worst thing in Mexico are public bathrooms. And you're right, Sam, here. Cumin does smell like BO, but cumin is a main ingredient in like taco flavoring, right? But yeah, it does have like that punchiness. I'd agree. I'd agree, but sometimes a good spice is a good spice. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I was saying I was smoking so much weed I was sweating it out. I could smell it. I thought I smelled kind of skunky. It was, you know, a little bit embarrassing, a little bit, but to someone that likes weed, I might have smelled fucking great. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're hanging out with me, and the only thing that they can the only thing they can think of all day is like, oh man, I gotta smoke a joint. I gotta smoke a joint. Like, you know what I mean? Just because my fucking pits are smelling like weed. I agree. You have to pay for TP in Mexico. Oh, it's like paid bathrooms. That's silly. Um, my I think my mom went to France and she said the public bathrooms were like almost coin operated, where boom boom put a couple coins, you went in there and boom you did your biz and then boom is out. But yeah, it wasn't free. Cumin is not common in traditional Mexican food. You sure about that, Sam? Because one day I didn't have any fucking, clubhouse taco seasoning to make the beef taco-y. So I looked online for how to make like homemade taco seasoning, and like 100% of the recipes, it was like majority cumin. Like, yes, there was probably like 7 different spices in it, but the main one was cumin. Dead poop. Did you ever use a squat toilet? Uh, I don't know what that is. Like, is that the trough? Like shit in a trough? Is that what we're talking about? I've never shit in a trough. I've like, shit in the woods or leaning on a vehicle, or you know what I mean, like in a non-bath. I've never went to a bathroom that had a trough. I've never been to a bathroom that had the piss trough, and I've never had a bathroom that had a shit trough. Like I've never came across any of those. But I've never really been a whole lot of places. Like, yeah, I've traveled the Maritimes a little bit. Like, I've lived out west, further out in Canada. But I know Canada pretty well. But beyond that, I've never been. I've never even been on a plane. I can say that joke because I'm Mexican too. Rick too is Mexican. Oh man, we're finding a lot. You taking notes, man? We're finding a lot tonight. Um, I had my money on Asian. Damn it. Um, Tater has his own theory. Squat toilet is basically a porcelain hole in the floor. Yeah, no, I've only shat. I've only like, what I mean, if I'm using a bathroom, it's proper. It's got a seat that goes up. There's a thing like, Well, no, I can't say that because I've been in some crappy porta potties too. But no, I've never shat in a hole like that. So you have to aim. You have to aim from your squat. Like there's hole. You're hovering. There's an air gap. So let's say if you like have like, I don't know, like where it's like not quite a log to drop, or it's like what? That I don't know. That don't seem right for one person use. Is that like? Do they have those in San Francisco, Johnny? Is that a thing? And are troughs a thing? Are piss troughs a thing? Is that commonly used out there? Yellow cheese and ground beef are commonly or uncommon to in Mexico. Uh I get that because usually, okay, in Mexico, quote me if I'm wrong, like ground beef is not ground. It's usually like what, shredded beef or like pulled beef. Because there's this new fucking Mexican taco truck in town, and man, their tacos look great, and it's shredded beef, it's pulled beef, it's not ground beef, and I think it's because they're trying to do the authentic, and I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. You squat, so your butt hovers right above it. So yeah, but there's still a little air gap though. Depends on how good your fucking squat technique is. Fuck no, we don't have squat toilets in San Francisco. They're popular in Asia and parts of Europe. Wasn't sure if it was a Canadian thing. Yeah, El Patron is the food truck name. Dude I went to school with is running it. Trough pissers are very popular in Australia everywhere. I'd love to have authentic Mexican food. Taco time doesn't cut it. Oh man, yeah, and I remember. Okay, I remember you're from Saskatoon, like from Saskatchewan, Papa Kale, and I used to love Taco Time. I used to love Taco Time when I lived out there. To me, Taco Time tasted like a fresher Taco Bell. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, Taco Time was the bomb. I've only seen through his U.S. at gay. I've only seen troughs in the U.S. at gay bars, and I could see that if you're at a gay bar, cocks out, piss out, like you know what I mean. Like everyone's enjoying that. You know what I mean? There's probably guys that just hover in the bathrooms. If there's a fucking pisser trough in the bathroom, there's probably just got one guy just hovering there. Like he'll spend the whole night in the corner of the piss trough with his cock in his hands, just like not even pissing. Like he doesn't even need to piss. Dead poop, say executive. You thought I was gonna mess that word up? I didn't. I didn't though. Yeah, I'll just drink this beer. I was gonna mix another drink, but I got a beer right here. Might as well just do a beer. the other night after the fucking Elevate the Virus fucking show and stuff, like man, I was fucking gooned. I was gooned, and it was late. So anyways, I do the fucking normal walk home where I'm fucking just staggering. And I got the hiccups and stuff like that. So I go underneath the bridge where I like to hang out. And anyways, I'm like, oh fucking, I ended up shotgunning like fucking the 3 drinks to try to get rid of the hiccups, and didn't work. But yeah, I videotaped it. I don't know when I'm gonna fucking post it or what I'm gonna do with the footage, but yeah, I fucking shotgun like fucking like two beers and what I thought was a third beer, but after going through the footage, my third beer was actually just a bubbly. Yeah, that's how drunk I was. My third beer was a can of water. You're right, Dead Poop. Those guys do hang out in the trough bathroom. Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. Just a fucking creep, just lingering in that bathroom, just fucking eyeballing dicks all day, all day. Like he's not even there for the music. Like he's there. He's not even tapping his feet. He's too busy eyeballing dicks. Dead Poop, say salt and vinegar chips. Have you ever returned Scotty's cup from the last stream? Probably not. I'm trying to think. No, this is one of mine. That's one of mine. I don't know if it was this cup. I don't know. Yeah, unless it's like in the cupboard. Maybe it's in the cupboard. But yeah. No, I didn't give his cup back. Fuck, that belonged to me now. I was in a gay bar one time, and the guy next to me started jerking off at the urinal. See, that's greasy. That's you're in a greasy one. Tell us about Donairs in Putin. Never had that. I want to try it. Man, You want to know how fucking deep our Donair and Poutine game is over here? That recently, in the last couple years, we've combined them both. We've combined them both. Yes, we have Donairs. They're fucking delicious. We have Poutine. Oh, man, we've combined them. You can get a Donair Poutine now over here. But a Donair is like seasoned ground beef that's whipped up, put in a loaf, and then that's slow cooked and then roasted and like recooked almost, and then you have like shaved pieces of that, and then it's almost like a sweet garlic sauce, and then tomatoes and onions, and it's on a pita. Boom, boom. That's a Donair, and the fucking well, you must know what a poutine is. Like, you know what I mean? I don't have to explain a poutine to you. That's a fucking for fries, cheese, and gravy. But here's what makes it a poutine. It needs to be cheese curds. It needs to be like you can't have mozzarella and melted cheese. It's got to be cheese curds. Otherwise, it's not a poutine. It's like fucking cheese fries and gravy is what you got. You can't call it a poutine. Or a guy from Quebec will just fucking just smash the shit out of you. It's like, nah, yeah, that's not a poutine. That's just French fry with the gravy, and you have just there's not the real cheese in there. You know what I mean? What the hell is a Donair poutine? A Donair poutine is okay. You got the fries, yes. You have the regular poutine gravy, which is normally like I don't know, like a beef gravy, and then you have cheese curds, and now they've introduced pieces of Donair meat in it. That's a Donair poutine, and it's not bad. It's not bad, but I still prefer like a fucking a Donair's a Donair's a Donair. Like, you know what I mean? If you want to start fucking around putting on a poutine, yeah. It's okay. I tried it. It's okay, but you know what I'm gonna do 100% of the time from here on out? I'm gonna get a Donair, and also I'll get a poutine. Like, don't mix them. Don't mix them. Kind of fucked me up to using urinals. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Like, you know what I mean? You got a guy fucking jerking off in the corner of the fucking gay bar at a fucking bathroom in the urinals. That kind of throws you off your game for your pee. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I was there, I'd probably feel a little too uncomfortable to like to pee. I'd almost get like, you know, I don't know, maybe I'll just finish my drink and like get out of here and like piss somewhere else. I'll piss behind a car outside or something like that. I'm more curious about poutine on pizza. Oh, still water in the Jesus. I just had a Donair last weekend. New Brunswick here. Yeah, me too. Let's see. I'm curious about poutine on pizza. I almost think like call me crazy. I can't think of who's doing it. Call me crazy, but I think I saw that somewhere as like a poutine pizza. I think I saw that somewhere. Don't get, you know what I mean? I don't. I never. Fuck that. I would never try. But what's great is a fucking Donair pizza, and that's the same thing that goes in a Donair, but instead it's on like a fucking on a pizza, like on a pizza dough. It's the fucking bomb. When we do PoopCon, we're definitely gonna be eating Donairs, boys. We're gonna eat so much Donairs, you guys are gonna either fucking throw up or fucking just fall in love. Next thing you know, you'd be like, "Oh, send me a frozen brick of Donair meat up here," like, you know what I mean? Donair poutine, yum, but not good for health. Yeah, and it's comfort. Anything with gravy on it is not really for health. It's more for like comfort food or like just fucking pure taste. Just fucking pure fucking taste. Donair Pizza, Big Daddy in St. John. And that's my jam too. That's my jam too, except for and okay, Still Waters, you might agree or disagree, because I've been rocking the Big Daddies for years now. And I find they changed their donair meat recently. Like last couple times I got their donair pizza, like I don't know the meat was different. It almost seemed like they fucking ran to the Sobeys and got like the pre-cut things, and they threw like sandwich donair meat on my pizza. Pizza Hut is doing it, but Pizza Hut has messed up their once great recipe. Yeah, because they're like didn't we talk about that yesterday? Yeah, where it's like it's not lard anymore, so it like just tasted a little different. Yeah, oops, just to taste good. Yeah, I've noticed. Jocko's is great, and yeah, Jocko's is great. Um, there's these places in town where they specialize in donairs, and the meat's always great. The meat's always great, but I find those places half the time their donair meat is like a little bit on the spicy side. Like, and I can handle a little El Caliente. You know what I mean? Like, I can handle a little muy caliente even. Uh, but yeah, there's a little zing to like the pro donair places in town. There's a little zing to their meat sometime. Like the one Stillwater's talking about, Jocko's meats is great, but little muy caliente a little bit, little muy. Yeah, so we'll put that on the list. We'll put some donairs. It's Big Daddy's lost a bit of zing. Yeah, and I don't know if it was like just they try to like cheapen it up and maybe they'll bounce back and like I don't know, but my last Big Daddy's donair pizza, and I ordered it for years. I was a little disappointed. I was a little disappointed to the point where I did get a Jocko's the next time, and even Jocko's has got issues. Uh, Jocko's is dry. Jocko's is dry, and they give you what containers for the sauce, or is that Mama's? One of them's like that. It's like right dry, but they give you like you're supposed to dip it or I don't know, pour it on. What do you think of McDonald's breakfast? What do I order? That's an easy one. That's an easy one. McDonald's breakfast, 1,000% of the time, I get the two fucking breakfast burritos. Let me get them two breakfast burritos. Let me put, okay. Normally they give you one pack of salsa per burrito. To me, that's not enough. I want 1.5 packs per my burrito. So I want a minimum of 3 packs. And you know what's going to happen soon after I eat those burritos? I'm going to shit them out because they don't agree with me. But, oh, man, they're good. It's almost like Taco Bell. Like, you go to Taco Bell, you're like, wow, this is good. Rah, rah, this is so good. And you know damn well that it's going to probably not ruin probably your next 5 hours of your life, but it's going to like plan on what you're doing. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want to eat Taco Bell and then go, I don't know, swimming in the public pool at the hotel. You know what I mean? Maybe tomorrow you should do that without eating Taco Bell first. You know what I mean? You don't want to eat Taco Bell and then do like a fucking 2 hour bike trip on a fucking mountain bike. That would be ill advised. But you can eat Taco Bell and plan to spend the next fucking 4 to 5 hours in your house just fucking watching YouTube or watching a movie and having a fucking toilet fucking nearby with fucking 2, possibly 3-ply toilet paper, and you're quite comfortable with that fucking Taco Bell. You could easily fucking be comfortable with that decision. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can tell me I'm gonna shit my pants every time I eat Taco Bell. I'm gonna work around that schedule. It's like, oh, I got nothing to do today. I could eat some great tacos and fucking just shit my pants later. It's no big deal. Like, you know what I mean? I'll plan around it. Oh, you're out of here. All right, later, Stillwater. I get extra eggs always when I'm there. Just like eggs? Because I know they have like a I don't know, like a regular breakfast. I know you can get scrambled eggs over there, but that's kind of plain. I got a 2 liter cider to drink. Taco Bell, yep. Right on, yeah. Good luck drinking that cider. Like, cider is good, but to me, that's heartburn in a bottle. That's heartburn in a bottle. Why not just cook your own eggs? It's probably out of convenience, Legendary Gaming. Why don't you just make your own protein powder, Legendary Gaming? Why don't you just make your own protein powder instead of buying it? Just make your own. You probably buy it because it's convenient, right? Breakfast burritos are great, except they switch the wraps to a whole wheat and it's too dry. Papa Kale, you nailed it. You 100% nailed it. I was like, man, there's something different about these wraps, and they are dry, and they did change the flavor. Yeah, they're a little less better than they once was, but it's still my go-to. I ate sausages and peppers at the airport right before a flight from New York to Puerto Rico. Bad idea. Yeah, see, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you got a big day, if you got something important, stick to maybe, I don't know, chicken fingers and fries, or maybe like a sandwich or something like that. But if you got an open schedule, man, fucking take the risk. Get that Taco Bell. Get that Taco Time. Get that Taco Bell. A little underlay. Have a little underlay come down your pants. Those burritos are good. Nice sausage flavors, but too small. And that's why they come in pairs. And sometimes I don't even just buy two. Sometimes like, oh, let me get two of those two burritos. And sometimes they know what I mean, and sometimes they fuck up. Sometimes they think it's like a weird stutter, and I just get two. But what I mean to say is, I want four. Uh, but if only two's in the bag, I don't make a fuss about it. I just say, oh, okay, maybe God didn't want me to eat 4 goddamn burritos this morning, so I roll with it. I roll with it. No eggs are as good as mine homemade. And cooking a good egg is an art. Like cooking, okay. You know what I can't do in life? Well, I can't say I can't do. You know what I've never really tried or successfully? Like an over easy egg. You know where you get the liquid coming out? That's the way I like them for breakfast, but that's not the way I cook them. When I cook them, it's gonna be like they're gonna be over hard, or we're gonna get like scrambled. And each egg technique has a mastery. Like scrambled eggs. Like I've watched enough fucking Gordon Ramsay that your scrambled eggs should be wet, and when it hits your plate, there's almost that wetness like absorbs. Like your eggs are wet, and then you shut off your oven, take them off the heat, and then they're ready. They're cooking in the wetness for the next 30 seconds, and boom, like you know what I mean. Like a real scrambled egg it's almost like if you had no teeth, you could almost just like just just swallow it down almost. Just mash it with your tongue. If it's uh if it's scrambled eggs, just use a tablespoon of water. Never done that before. Never add milk. I always add milk. Use a hot pan and move the eggs continuously. I like them scrambled. See, I've never done it with the water. Like you got me curious. Maybe I'll try it one of these days. But I always put milk. I always put milk in my eggs. A tablespoon for how many eggs? I love the McFlurry at McDonald's, but the ice cream machine is always broken. Um, I don't know. I don't. I don't really get ice creams or desserts and stuff like that. I've never come across a broken machine because I never use one. But I don't know. I don't even know if that's a thing. Is that a myth or is that a real thing that the machine's always broken? Like I almost think it's like just a meme. They've just gone too far. That's unrealistic. Because man, who can run a business with faulty machines and be like billions served? Johnny, how many eggs do you usually eat? 2 to 4. Some places make their eggs taste so good. I can cook them and they are okay, but there is something to a great egg, something I don't have. You should watch. You can probably just Google it. Like Gordon Ramsay teaches you how to cook scrambled eggs, and it's so simple. But he's like, okay, I overcook my scrambled eggs all the time because I didn't know better. Then I watched the Gordon Ramsay episode, and the next 3 times I cooked scrambled eggs for the kids, they're like, "These are the best eggs ever, Dad. These are the best." And ever since then, I'm getting back to my old technique of overcooking them. I almost got to rewatch the video I watched just to like, just to nail the technique again because it was honestly like I was removing the eggs from the heat when they're still like liquid. There's still quite a bit of liquid, just like Chef Gordon Ramsay says to do. DK Blizzard trumps McFlurry, 100% Rick 2, 100% Rick 2, and my Blizzard, yeah, it's got to be Oreo. I owe like I love Oreo so much that I don't want to gamble on another flavor. Like an Oreo McFlurry is just an Oreo Blizzard is just so the bomb that why risk doing something else? Reek 2, half a tablespoon for 2 eggs. I haven't been to DQ in a while, but the Blizzard were amazing. I went to Dairy Queen today for the only reason is our Dairy Queens have like a partnership with Orange Julius, and they make smoothies. To me they make the best smoothies. So anyways, today I went there. I was like, let me get that Orange Julius original, like I used to get back in the day. And they're like, oh, what flavor? I was like, strawberry banana. You know what I mean? And man, the best, the best. But I always drink it too fast. Like as soon as I get it, I'm like, oh, this is so good. If I can start, and the next, my whole esophagus is frozen, and I'm like almost healed over. I can't breathe. Like I froze my whole esophagus and stomach. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, this is so painful, but so delicious. Did we decide if we are doing a Deadpool book club or a movie club? Ah, I don't think so. I don't think we've decided, but if I were to decide, I'd say definitely not. No one wants to read books. No one's here to read books. You know what I mean? Movie club? Movie club. We can, I don't know, keep that on Discord or maybe suggest a movie. We can talk about it. But that's more of a Discord thing, I think. Post a movie on Discord. We'll all talk about it. And then maybe on here, we'll talk about it a little bit. But I don't know. I just don't believe in homework. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, a book club, a movie club, that sounds like homework. Does A&W do breakfast? Yeah. Hell's yes. Hell's yes. And they have chicken, which I've never had any other chicken. Like A&W's got what is it? Chubby chicken? Never had it. Never had it. Never had it. I could be missing out because man, I love chicken. I love chicken. Like KFC is the best. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or any kind of fried chicken or any kind of like battered chicken. Like chicken and beef is like my favorite meats, right? But I've never tried the chubby chicken. I don't know if the pictures that turn me off, but no, or maybe the name, like the chubby. I don't know. On my bucket list, I want to go to like Popeyes or Churches. Like I see the commercials for that shit out in the USA, and I'm always like, oh man, that looks so good. Looks so good. And I don't even like seafood, and those commercial make fucking popcorn shrimp look fucking. I don't even like seafood, but like, well, let me get the chicken and the popcorn shrimp. It looks so good. Use Pam spray for perfect over easy eggs. No sticking to the pan. Deadpool, do you ever have public freakouts in front of your kids? No. Well, no, yeah, maybe a couple times. Well, there's one guy that was like pissing in front of my house, and this is like pure lunchtime, daytime. And this guy's staggering here and there, and he lived, I don't know, maybe about 6 houses down, and he's got his cock whipped out, pissing on the front over here, like right in front of my fucking two windows of the living room. So anyways, I fucking open the door. I'm like, hey, put your fucking pecker away. There's fucking kids in here. And he fucking says something back to me, and I chirp back to him. And anyways, it got a little threatening for a little bit. But anyways, he ended up walking off. But that was unavoidable. Like that was unavoidable. And one other time when the wall fell down over here, and I was dealing with the fella over the wall. Not that I lost my cool, but I said a few things that my kids heard, and they I don't know, they seemed to get a kick out of it. Uh, why do brain freezes feel like you're about to die? Every time I get one, I forget how much they suck. I never have a brain freeze. Whenever I drink some cold, it's never up here. Me, it's always like through the esophagus. Like, my brain never freezes here. Maybe because I don't have one. I don't know, but me, it's always like that. Like when I got a brain freeze, I'm holding here. Like I'm like hunched over here. What is your go-to slush puppy flavor? Anything but red. That red dye to me, I don't know. It's Heartburn City. Like red Gatorade, can't do it. A red Freezy, can't do it. A red Kool-Aid Jammer, can't do it. That like it's that red dye. So anything that's not red. But I was like slush puppy. I was always a big fan of like just fucking just just like making that fucking swamp water, that just mixing them all up almost. And then the best part was when the corner stores used to let you make your own. So they're like, okay, that's you got a medium. That's 2 squirts, right? You're like, yeah, 2 squirts. And then you're looking over, you're like 1 squirt, and then as soon as they're distracted, you're like, fuck, 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 fuck. And then here's my other second squirt. Do you know what I mean? That in the corner stores that let you fucking bag up your own 5-cent candies. Like, I got $1 worth. You know what I mean? Okay, there's I got 17. That's $1, right? Yeah, there's $1 worth. And you'd sneak a couple extra ones in there. You know what I mean? Sneak a couple extra ones. Did your dad have public freakouts when you were kids? Yeah. My parents were like, of a different era. Like, you know what I mean? For us to do something wrong and to get like, a slap behind the head and at the mall, or ear grab, or like you're coming with me. That was that happened. That happened. But at the same time, there was smoking cigarettes everywhere in the mall too. Like times have changed. Like, you know what I mean? Times have changed. Um, have you ever had blood in your stool? Uh, well, yeah. Well, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. These beers aren't too bad. The wife coming down from Nova Scotia, there's a little store. It's like the Salisbury discount liquor store, and guess what? There's deals on booze in there, and you can get like this like weird brand name of beer pretty darn cheap, and you can get some like weird rums real cheap and some vodka, like stuff you don't see at the regular fucking liquor stores. Like this is the stuff like discontinued. No one really wants to buy, but they're selling it cheap. When's dead poop iron on patch? I don't know what. Honestly, that's a great idea. Like, you know what I mean? As far as like having a, like, you know, something like I that's not a bad idea. I should look into that. I should look to see how much it'd be to have a few patches made. And I I think at the Panic Room, like people would proudly wear them, proudly get them. You should get Mrs. Poop to read the chat about you. What, just in general, or I don't think so. I don't think so. She knows me enough. She knows me enough. There's no reason for her to read the chats. All right, let's switch it up. I've been smoking this all day. Let's switch it up to something else here. Let's try the old Atlantis. Oh, Kush 47. The old Atlantis Kush 47 here, folks. Oh, I did salvage my fucking. I salvaged my motorcycle vest on Monday, and I salvaged my denim dead poop vest with the patches. I was like, fuck this. I want this today. So I'm gonna wash them carefully, and oh man, it'd be nice to get that on circulation, because I always like to have okay, on a motorcycle. Some people do it just a t-shirt, and I think that's silly. Just driving a t-shirt. Me, I like to have like a protective layer almost. Like, so I've been using this jacket, and on a warm day, that's not the best. So, you know, it's nice to have like my motorcycle vest and a couple things. You know what I mean? I've been without. I've been like half the summer without. So dirty or not, and they are dirty. I took them back. What is that black plastic case in the back? Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing. I should maybe move that. Just an empty case. It's extremely light. Just an empty case. Nothing to see. Nothing to see. Yeah, but I'm probably gonna end this early tonight. Up like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, probably by like 1, probably top of the hour or something like that. We'll see. I don't know if that answered your question, Rick, too, but yeah, and I'm not. There's no way I'm show and telling anything in that case. will your kids ever actually get another guitar, or is that a Marco unfulfilled goal? Uh, my kids are not back. My kids are not back from Nova Scotia, and I gave them technically I gave them pocket money for the guitar for them to spend, but they're gonna be gone for like 2 weeks or maybe a week or two. It depends. One wants to stay 2 weeks, and the other one wants to only stay 1 week. But in the meantime, I plan on tracking down like a fucking decent adult guitar with all its strings on it, and yeah, like, you know what I mean. So they'll have the best of both worlds, because, you know what I mean. Have it. They didn't play that guitar too much, but or hardly ever anymore. But having it around wasn't a bad idea. Like, you know what I mean. So yeah, I will replace a guitar with a guitar. Uh, have you ever had a ringworm or athlete's foot? No. My cousin, was it my cousin had athlete's foot, and he gave his feet like peroxide baths on the regular, and it just kind of got rid of it. If you are a healthy, fit 65 and feel the same as 75, same as 85, same as 95, at what age do you start seriously consider you're maybe immortal? I don't know. I don't think anyone's immortal, or can even fathom to think about that unless they're in fucking Elon Musk's inner circle. Because, man, some of the stuff he says and his reaction to some of Joe Rogan's questions is almost like, man, this guy a fucking cyborg from the future? Is this guy a clone? Is this guy like half alien? Like, you know what I mean? Like, some of the stuff he says and the way he says it, it's just like so unhuman almost sometimes. So if anything, if anyone can fucking figure out how to be immortal, I bet you Elon Musk. Elon Musk would have an idea, or possibly Rick2. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe Rick2's urine recipe is just a ticket. We'll have to see how the long-term trials go. Do you have backup lighters handy? No, just this one. And Rick2 might very well be, like, you know what I mean? Like, who knows? Who knows? Uh did that question cross your mind because of that new Netflix movie, that fucking, was it the old guard? Because that's kind of along those lines. Like, oh man, yo, there's a couple immortals in there, and it was a decent movie. It was a decent movie to fall asleep to. And that's what I find I do. Like, whenever I want to watch a movie, I'm like, all right, I'm kind of tired. Let me put a movie on or something. I fall asleep. I can't watch a full movie. But usually, if I know it's good, that's a movie I'll fucking, when I wake up, I'll finish off where I left off, I guess. Oh, Swervin' Mike started. I wonder if he's still on there. Let me see if he's on. I love this guy. No, he's not on there. I follow Mike Swervin on Instagram, and he's the guy's like, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. He looks like a fucking cholo gangster, but he's there to represent Jesus Christ and positive messagings and stuff like that. He was on live, missed him, just missed him. I barely watch movies anymore. Yeah, I get that, man. Movies are commitment. Like fucking, what, you want to sit still for 2 hours to fucking, I don't know, watch something that's not real? I don't know. I'm been getting weird with TVs and movies. It's almost like if I'm not learning something, or if it's just like pure fantasy or hogwash, it's almost like it's almost like why bother almost? When was the last time you were on a boat? Probably the Digby Ferry last year. Um, Eatman's got a boat, and I haven't been out on it yet. But one of these days, I'll be out in his boat here pretty soon. Um, I'm supposed to go on a boat with Terry there to recoup the auger sometime soon. It was supposed to be last week, and I don't know. I didn't hear from him this week, but that's going to be a fun adventure. And funny you should actually not even, there's actually another boat related video in the works, and I'll kind of describe it to you, and you let me know what you want. And this was Ferg's idea. Well, part of it was Ferg's idea, and part of it was I'll let you know which part was Ferg's. So from Ferg's home, his new place there, he's by the opening of the river, like he's by the bay or whatever. So there's this antique concrete boat where they used to make boats out of concrete, and it's on shore. And when it's low tide, it's there. It's a boat, and then at high tide, because it's concrete and it doesn't go anywhere, so the tide swells it up. So I saw the boat, and I was like, oh man, yeah, I should do a video about the boat, this and that. And maybe it'd be nice to do a time lapse. I don't know why I got all fucking fancy. I was like, oh, let me just do a time lapse video. And Ferg was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool, that'd be cool. And then after that, he was like, we should have a bunch of drinks on the boat and stay in it as long as we can until water comes up to our necks almost. And I was like, I don't know. I'd have to fucking see what we're dealing with here. If you need to get surgery in 2 weeks to remove a brain tumor, and after the surgery you will be way dumber and unable to understand complex topics, how will you spend the next 14 days? I don't know, man. That's a hardy question. That's a hardy question there, fucking Rick too. Uh, I don't know, almost like YOLO. You'd almost have to go YOLO a little bit, where just go hog wild for those 14 days, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you say I'm not going to be the same after this thing, then yeah, then yeah. The video is a good idea. I think so too. I think so too. To me, it all depends on what the inside of the boat looks like, because you know what I mean. Like if it's, I don't know, if it's full of like barnacles and this and that, like da. Like we have to trek to this thing to begin with, and I have to carry a bunch of gear. So, anyways, we'll see, and or we could maybe just live stream and not lose all my gear. Anyways, we'll see. There's gonna be an adventure with this concrete boat because it's so close and it's so cool. And it's kind of like historic, like back in the day, like I want to say it was like, I don't know, the 40s or so. These concrete boats were like a thing. Like these boats floated up until they don't float. I love your TikToks. Thanks, dude. And I think I'm starting to get the hang of TikToks. Like at first I was like, oh, let me just throw a little piece of dead poop on TikTok. It was just pretty much a a piece of something I would put on Instagram or a piece I would put on something else. And then in the last week or so, I think I got TikToks. Like, you know what I mean? I can either do the dances like, oh, everyone's got it's not a cup, it's a shotgun. No, it's a guitar. No, it's a shotgun. Start do the dances, which I'll never do that. But there's a little bit of lip syncing, and then you could do like duets. It's almost like I think I'm getting it. I'm getting it a little bit. Yeah, and a couple of those TikToks, like, you know what I mean, got some decent views. Like the one where I slapped the glasses, or the one with the glasses. I don't know. That's over 1,000, and the fucking there's another one that's I don't know, almost at 2,000. Like, you know what I mean? Like TikTok, TikTok. Normally I get I don't know 100 or two. Like, you know, I'm getting the hang of it. What does dead poop YOLO look like? True after midnight type? No, no. No rate situation is meant for churro after midnight. Like, oh man, like, oh geez. But ah, I don't know. Probably a lot of time with my family. Some fucking, I don't know, some adventures. Some hanging out with friends. Like, you know what I mean? It's more just about enjoying, but going out of your way to enjoy. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of like, if I have 2 weeks, will I be at the house all the time? No, I like let's do a trip. Let's do a trip somewheres, or let's do a trip. Maybe have some fucking church's chickens or some Popeye. India just banned TikTok. The US might ban TikTok. Would you be upset if Canada banned TikTok? uh I don't think so. Like, is TikTok the goal? No. Is YouTube kind of the goal? Yeah, more than TikTok. Like, I don't really give a fuck about TikTok. I'm just getting the hang of it, and so some of the videos are fun. Like, you know what I mean? Like, um, TikTok videos are short. Like, you know, I can't make a fucking YouTube video with like I don't know, like 4 second TikToks. So I don't know. They're fun for the short videos. I love your TikTok video of your duet when the guy stares at you. Oh, I think that's the one that's up to like almost 2,000. And man, do you know who that is? Fucking Legendary Gaming. That's Nico Jenkins. Like, look him up on YouTube, man. He is like one of the scariest men's ever. Like, I think he threw like acid on people and stuff like that. Like, this guy killed with no remorse. Like, this guy was a bad dude. Like, I remember seeing a documentary on him, and he's a bad dude. If I kidnap dead poop and throw him in a deep hole for 3 weeks, how bad do you think your withdrawals would be? Withdrawals of what? Of weed or of cigarettes? That probably wouldn't be that bad. That's or drinking. No, that wouldn't be that bad. I don't need any of that. Um, to be honest, sometimes I'll take a day or two. Like, you know what I mean? When I don't stream, usually when I don't stream, or well, no, I can't say that because sometimes I just fucking go party somewhere else. But couple days in the week, I'll take a night off of everything, like where I won't smoke any cigarettes, I won't smoke weed, and I won't drink. Like, I'll take 2 nights a week off where I won't touch it all, and I don't drink every night. Like, but normally I do smoke. But no, I'll take two days, two 24 hours out of the week where I don't even come out for a cigarette or nothing. That's what I mean. Like, so I don't think I'd have any withdrawals. Would I have like weird dreams? Yeah, because one thing weed does is almost, it's like a dream suppressor. Like people who smoke weed and then stop smoking weed. One of their biggest fucking notice thing is like, man, I'm fucking started dreaming again, like vividly. I've quit weed a few times, and it was like that every time. Like you start fucking just dreaming. It's almost like smoking weed is like you do dream but you don't remember them. They're not so vivid. It's like a suppressor almost. I'm a grown man. I'll smoke weed wherever I want, except for I'll do it secretly and respectively around people that I respect. To you know what I mean? Like at the family land, I'll go out of sight, but I'm not out of smell. I'm not out of smell. Like you know what I mean? On a nice calm summer's day where there's not wind blowing, I'm smoking a whole joint like I don't know, 30 feet away from everyone in the woods, like or behind one of the sheds. They're smelling it, but I'm not doing it in front of their face. I'm not doing it in front of the kid, and even with my kids, like I never smoke a cigarette in front. I never smoke weed in front of them. They might have awkwardly saw me like maybe three times in life, but that was them sneaking up on me or something. Like I've never wanted my kids to see me smoke anything, and that's still the plan. That's still the plan. You know what I mean? I don't want that monkey see, monkey do effect. I can't smoke anymore because of my job, but I do miss it. Smoke weed or cigarettes? Because that's probably you probably mean weed, and it's pretty relaxed. Like, well, it's not pretty relaxed. There's still like job sites, like I guess Irving can still ask you to do a piss test, and weed is still not accepted, even though it's totally legal. And man, you're allowed to do it. You can go to the cannabis store and just buy, but you still can't have like you still can't have weed in system for certain job sites. But some places of employment that a piss test was mandatory before, it's still mandatory. You still have to do piss tests, but guess what? The weed, it's okay. The weed's cool, but they're looking for the coke and the harder stuff. Like that shit still don't fly. But the weed, hey man, you could light that fucking piss up like a Christmas tree with a company that you didn't used to be like that, and now because of the law, they are like that. They are like that. They've reasoned. Besides Elisa Milano, did you fantasize about Angela or Mona from Who's the Boss? They weren't on my radar. They weren't on my radar. As far as like sexy women to me, they weren't on my radar. Fucking who was it? Angela. Angela had a flat ass. She had like that flat '80s ass. And Mona was what she the mom? Was she the older lady? Okay. I was a Suzanne Summers, like Suzanne Summers from Three's Company, man, fucking, and I think it was on them pouty lips that she had. Like she had like, oh, she had them lips. You know what I mean? And I can think of a few spots where I fantasize about her lips. You know what I mean? That was my jam. That was my little fucking older lady crush when I was younger. I drive a city bus, and as long as you don't smoke 12 hours prior to work, they don't give a fuck. And that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? You're gonna sleep it off. Um, how do they test? Do they do a mouth swab, or they just take your word for it? Angela, I did. See, Angela didn't do anything for me. I didn't find she did a thing for me. Trying to think of maybe another one that was like young ago that I enjoyed. Oh, okay. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Old guys. Johnny. Remember Punky Brewster? Right? Punky Brewster was a star of the show. Punky Brewster, and her best friend was Six. Right? I thought Six was prettier than Punky Brewster. And I think it's Punky Brewster. I think it's Punky Brewster that I'm talking about. How would you rate the movie The Shining? That's a hard, I'd say an 8 or an 8.5. I've uh I've never really seen The Shining as like an adult. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I saw The Shining when I was, I don't know, like maybe when I was younger, like maybe in high school or something like that. It was on like half not paying attention, but I mean, I didn't really watch it. 6 was on Blossom. Blossom, yes, that's okay. So it wasn't Punky Booster, it was Blossom. But yeah, 6 off Blossom. I thought she was hotter than Blossom. But even though Blossom had that big nose, I don't think she was meant to be hot. But anyways, yeah, I had a little crush on 6. And all right. Okay, here's one. Here's one. Full House. Did you guys see the Full House is redoing like they're all grown up. So anyways, there's like what, Stephanie, and then the older sister, and then Kimmy Gibbler. They've all grown up into some women now, right? Which one do you find the hottest out of all of them? I know which one I do. I know which one I do. The Fuller House, yeah, yeah. The young Full House fucking kids all grown up now into like beautiful women. Which one's the hottest one of the three? Hey man, I watch it with my kids, and man, one of them dressed very slutty, like tits all half hanging out on the show. I'm like, holy jeez, man, look at these outfit choices on this kids show. DJ's the hottest one. She was the hottest one then, but I almost think Stephanie's like Stephanie. She she was wearing she had a boob job, and man, she was flaunting her boobs. And then Kimmy Gibbler isn't that bad looking anyway, like now too, right? I want to say Stephanie. I think if I'm going to seal it in, I'm going to lock my answer in as Stephanie. I had the hots for Winona Ryder growing up. Stephanie used to be a meth head. Yeah, she had a troubled past. She had a troubled past. So that ruined her look to me. Not to me. Not to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah, okay. Probably get blood checked, or you know what I mean, get an STD check, get a clean bill of health, and be like, oh man, you still on the needles? Like, you know what I mean? What's going on? Like, you know what I mean? But just off sheer looks and straight up outfits, man, I think Stephanie has it. Stephanie wins it for me. Candace Cameron was never hot as a kid, but she looked good now. But the messed up, druggy Stephanie is the hottest. Perfect, Rick. We're on the same page, bro. We're on the same page. Yeah, and she was wearing the scandal. She was wearing like scandalous outfits. I'm surprised whoever was in charge of in charge of the TV show was like, holy shit, Stephanie, put a goddamn sweater on, like, you know what I mean? This is a kids show. put a put a goddamn sweater on, like, put you know what I mean? Danny Tanner, Bob Saget was on Joe Rogan today. I saw that, and Bob Saget sometimes tries too hard. Like, he tries to be such a raunchy comic, and I've seen him on a few pop. Sometimes he tries too hard. It's almost like, man, cut the dirty stuff. Like, he always tries to say the dirtiest things, even like, I don't know. I'll tell you what, I probably won't watch it, but I'll watch the clips of it. Whatever fucking Joe Rogan deems good enough to put in a fucking shorter clip of that episode, I'll 100% watch that. But to sit through fucking, I don't know what, 2 hours of Bob Saget, fuck that noise. And to me, you know who I thought was the funniest on the fucking Full House? Dave Coulier. Fucking cut it out. Like, you know what I mean? To me, what happened to, like, what happened to that guy? Was he doing fucking meth with Stephanie? Because, man, his career went like nowheres, and to me, he was almost a star of the show. Like, you know what I mean? It's probably fucking right after they canceled the season. Him and Stephanie, once she turned of age, was like fucking doing meth down the fucking, I don't know, probably Skid Row of Hollywood or something. Because, man, he should have been something. Oh, Dave Coulier. Like, he did stand up, he did voices. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why didn't he have a Chappelle show? Topanga from Boy Meets World was sexy AF, and that's a correct statement. That's a very correct statement. She was very she was hot and cute at the same time. I had a Damon create an honesty room where I can ask any questions and always get the truth, and the person won't remember the convo. I lend this to your room and his parents. What do you ask them? Ah, geez. What's up with the? Do you have like a book of questions, or you like wrote questions down or something? All right, let me fucking read this fucking tough question here. Uh, I don't know. I don't think I would. Honestly, I think that'd be a waste of time. I don't really need to know anything. I don't think I need to know anything. Unless unless I have a long period of time to think of possibly something to ask, but no, I think I'm good. Um, where's your weed stash, Dad? Yeah, I don't have to ask him that. I know where his weed is, and I know where I know where he gets it. Mm. Like, I remember in fucking, oh man, in high school, it was almost like, remember how I was saying I was in Dungeons and Dragons? I was in that, but man, I was smoking weed. Like, I was smoking before my brother, and my brother was older, and but I had the weed connections. So my brother would like ask fucking for me to get him weed. I'd get him weed from the guy I fucking knew, and then later on, come to find out, my brother was getting it for my dad, and come to find out, my dad was getting it for his teacher friend, the fucking same teacher that fucking flunked me in grade 11. Like here he is fucking smoking my weed and he flunked me by fucking just by a few points. Like I think back then a 55 was a pass, and I think he gave me like a 50 or something like that, and that was like a fail. I was like, dude, what? That's close. It's close. So I had to retake fucking French 11, and then when I took it, it was like I couldn't take it the next. I had to take it like my last semester of grade 12, and the teacher was my mom of all people. So my mom was my grade 11 teacher for French in grade 12. So it was like sink or swim. It was sink or swim, and wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I think my mom might have cooked the books just to make me pass because I knew how well or how lack of well I was doing in the course, and lo and behold, you know what my passing grade was? You know what my grade was? 55 on the button, just a bare minimum squeak. And me in my book, I almost think like, yeah, I was maybe close to that, but I think my mom might have bumped me up a couple points just to get me there, just to get me to fucking pass, just so I can fucking graduate with my friends. Why won't you really ride with me? Uh, I, I get it. Like, I know my dad enough that it's a multiple, it's a bunch of reasons, and I know the reasons, and it makes sense to him in his head. Was that plastic case your birthday present? Well, no, I bought that for myself as a present, but it wasn't for a birthday or anything like that. Um, if you could only drink one kind of brand of beer for the rest of your life, what would it be? Uh, probably be this one, Molson Canadian. I don't mind that. Remember when Tiger King was a thing? Man, that came in heavy, hot, and hard, and it kind of fizzled away quick. And you know what? You know, probably killed it is that shitty internet episode they threw out that they put on there. I thought that fucking shitty internet episode where everyone was like, oh, just doing like updates. I thought that was so fucking unnecessary, useless. You know what I mean? Like I didn't learn anything new. I didn't learn anything fucking new from that. The only thing I learned was Buddy got his fucking teeth fixed, and I already knew that. I already knew that. So didn't learn anything new from that. And what's that guy? Fucking McHale. What's his first name? Fucking Scott McHale or whatever his fucking name is. You know what I want? You know what you know my opinion about that guy? Not funny. Not funny. I've seen him host or co-host a couple things. I've seen him on. He's not funny. The only times he's funny was when they wrote his jokes on Community or something like. He's not funny to me. I'm gonna grab a beer because oh man. Yeah, if there's one comedian that's way overrated that has had enough camera time and fucking let somebody else fucking be better and funnier than you, he should just he should be the one. He should be the one to drop down. Like, but all right, glad you fucking had some fame, but guess what? It's over, bud. We've all realized you're not funny. Um, How is Grey Wolf doing? Trying to think who's Grey Wolf. uh, Joel McHale. Deadpool, would you let Roseanne Barr seduce you? I think Roseanne Barr, I guess if I was older, put it this way. Well, I guess I would have to be younger to even get her. So if Roseanne Barr decided she wanted to court me and she had millions and millions of dollars, you know what I would do? I would think long and hard about it. Because at the end of the day, okay, is Roseanne Barr physically the lady that of my dreams? No. Um, is she funny and probably cool and fun to hang around with? Probably, yeah. She's probably a fucking very fun, cool chick, right? And she's got millions. So you know what I mean? Oh man, let her have chicken wings like fucking 3 times a week. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? She's paying for them, so you know what I mean. I think that relationship could work. Baby, can you send me some nudes? Grey Wolf has been no meat soup recipe. Who's the no meat soup? Was that Terry? Yeah, was that Terry? Is that Grey Wolf? I don't know. I can't keep track of these like hoods and wolves and I want to. No, okay, no. Now I know who it is. That's not Terry. No. That's Rod. Yeah. Rod. He's good. He's good. Fuck yeah. Sorry, it took me long to fucking click in there. Yeah. Um, he's good. Like, we do shed night. We do like, you know what I mean. Like, I don't see him every week, but man, I see that guy probably every week or close. Like, you know what I mean. Like once a week, once every 2 weeks. Some weeks I see him a little bit more than others. Sometimes we're at the bar at the same time. Like, you know what I mean. Like he's around, man. He's a cool dude. And yeah, I would like his soup recipe. Fix the focus. Let's see if that works. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna have a smoke and then I'm gonna call it. I'll call it a night. Have the smoke, call it a night. Probably make something to eat. Probably. I'm thinking like maybe make a salsa. What would be your last meal before the electric chair? You almost can't go wrong with like a lasagna. Like a lasagna and like a good Caesar salad. I think that'd be a good nice one. You know what I mean? It'd be a good nice one. Or like if I have a choice, I'd be like, oh guards. Let me use your phone for a bit. Let me see where I can skip the dishes or let me see the menus of the restaurants around here. Cause man, I'm picturing the lasagna before my death is. I'm picturing a delicious one that like possibly my grandma would have made, or one that I would have made, like something that good. But you can order a lasagna sometimes from a restaurant, and it's a fucking shitty lasagna. That does happen. That does happen. You know what I mean? Like fucking dry, hardly no sauce. Where's the fucking meat? weird cheese instead of fucking the cheese. If you had to choose one of these ways to die, drown, burn, or freeze. Man, those are all horrible. Those are all very horrible. I think drown. I think drown would be the way, really. Freeze. Freeze would probably be horrible. Drowning would be quick. Drowning is horrible, but at least it's quicker than freezing. And burning just sounds that sounds horrific. That sounds horrific. I'd be like, is this hell? Is this? And then you're like, and then I don't know what happens after that, but definitely the moments before death, you're like, is this hell? You know, that'd be a horrible way to go. There's nothing peaceful about that. Like, you know what I mean? At least if you're drowning, you could almost like, I'd like I'd take a big drink and then I'd start like singing it in my head, like, hello, darkness, my old friend. I come to run for you again. And then I like go peacefully, couple, and then bubbles. You know what I mean? I think I can make it. I think I can make a drowning kind of peaceful. I think that sounds nice. Will Dead Poop ever make a skydiving video? I doubt that. There's a time in my life where I was like, oh yeah, skydiving would be fun. Da, da, da. And now I don't know. I think I could like take it or leave it, and more on the leave it side now. Mr. Freeze. Dead Poop should make a scuba diving video. Fun fact, me no swim so great. Drowning those sounds like a peaceful death. Yeah. Yeah, I don't swim so good. Like, you know what I mean? I could maybe keep myself afloat in calm waters for a little bit, but I'm not the strongest swimmer. I would probably freeze. I like getting cold for fun. I don't know. To me, freezing sounds like, I don't know, like, I don't know. Actually, you're right. Freezing could be peaceful. It's just a longer play track. Like, you know what I mean? Like, instead of me, like finishing off on one song, drowning, I have to play, like, a whole album in my head. You know what I mean? Oh, and then snap a finger. Here I am, like, trying to tap my feet, tap my toes to the fucking music I'm playing in my head while I'm fucking dying. And boop, boop, boop. Toe falls off. Boop, froze off. Sounds, I don't know, sounds kind of horrible. Ice bath, ice shower, good time. Did you ever, hey, Rick, too, did you ever watch that guy, that Miracle Man there that fucking exposes himself to like cold temperatures and he's like almost immune? Like, this guy will fucking do like a fucking Antarctic trip in a fucking loincloth and no shoes on. Like, you know what I mean? That guy's insane. Wim Hof, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I seen a few videos of him, and that guy's impressive. Like, the shit he can control his mind, the shit he can make his mind control his body do is silly. Burning a fire seems like a long death. Yeah, that sounds horrible. I bet you if like this was like Family Feud, where that was one of the survey questions, like, survey says, I bet you burning to death would be like 0 or very, very low on there. Very, very low on there. I took the Wim Hof training. It's crazy what you can do in a few days. Yeah. And I saw, okay, he was on my radar before. Like, he was on, there's a show Stan Lee presents Superhumans or whatever, and it was a show where it like showed off people's like abnormally good skills or talents with, and he was on there. Then I looked him up on my own, and then a few years later, there was like a show where he was bringing celebrities on with him, and he was teaching people the Wim Hof method in a matter of, I don't know. I think it was like a week or something like that. But there's a lot like long meditation sessions and shit like that. Yeah, Stanley was the goat. And on that note, a little bit for my homie fucking Stan Lee, and I'm gonna peace out, guys. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I don't know. I'll catch you Thursday unless I got something going on tomorrow, and I'm might pop in tomorrow for a bit, but otherwise probably see you guys. See you guys Thursday. Peace.